guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the SPC adjustable front upper control arms fitting all 2003 through 2024 Toyota 4Runners. Now this set of upper control arms will be a great addition to your 4Runner if you have lifted it or plan on lifting it and you're looking for a fully adjustable set to correct the caster and camber angles that you will have thrown off. Now not only will these help with your alignment, assisting your ride performance and creating a more even stance with your truck, but if you are taking your 4Runner off-road and you're in search of a control arm that's going to outperform the factory when it comes to strength and articulation, this set will do the job. Now when you add a lift to your vehicle, it screws up a ton of angles that are originally there to maintain a comfortable ride, throwing off your day-to-day comfort and potentially causing accelerated wear on affected components. And one of the main components that receives a lot of extra wear and tear is the front upper control arms. However, this option will do a great job at accommodating for that extra lift, considering that these are adjustable and much more durable than factory. Now with this set, you will have the ability to dial in your caster and camber angles with 4 degrees of caster adjustment and 2 degrees of camber adjustment that will result in better handling and better articulation off-road, as well as allowing you to fit a larger tire in the wheel well, considering you'll be centering the wheel underneath your wheel well, and it is also going to promote more even tread wear on your tires, all around being a great solution for a number of different issues that arise when you lift your truck. These will be well made with a forged steel design to have the ability to handle day-to-day stressors on your suspension, but also additional pressure put on them in off-road scenarios. Now these will feature bolt-in maintenance-free ball joints with up to 80 degrees of angle for proper flex, and a boot here that's going to hold up to that angle compared to the factory ones that tend to rip. So these will be sealed compared to other aftermarket designs, protecting the joint from whatever debris that you may encounter on or off-road. This will also have their isolated X-axis sealed flex joint bushings on either side, which will have a free pivoting design, allowing additional movement within the suspension without binding, and will have a boot on the outside just like a ball joint to prevent any debris from getting in, which will elongate the lifespan of this system just that much more. Now with all of that being said, these are going to be a high performance choice and will have a price tag to back it at about $750 for the set. Now these will be one of the sets that have all of the bells and whistles in comparison to some more entry-level choices or factory replacement options that may not include the adjustability that you may need for your application, especially if you have a higher lift and you're doing any technical off-roading. Now I think if you're taking your suspension seriously and want to make sure that you're dialed in for the best performance off-road and even on-road, that these are a great investment. Install will be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take you about 3 hours or so to get the job done with the right setup and the right tools. I do want to note here that after the install, you will need to get an alignment to make sure that everything's back in check for the best performance and the best tread wear on your tires. Now at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your 4Runner at home, whether you're doing it or you're just curious. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get to the install.
For this install, you will need an impact, various ratchets, a long extension, 10mm socket, 19mm swivel socket, 1¼ socket, various 19mm wrenches, 22mm wrench, a hammer, a clip removal tool, a pair of needle nose pliers, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stands. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some upper control arms on our 4Runner, but before we get started we're going to send you to watch a short video on how to remove your factory upper control arms, and we'll see you when you get back.
So our first step is to remove our 2 covers that are blocking our access to our upper control arm bolt. So we'll grab a clip remover tool and pop out all these clips. And now we can do that same thing for our other one. Next we can remove our brake line bracket on our upper control arm. So we'll grab a 10mm socket to take that out. Next, we can disconnect our upper control arm ball joint. We'll take a pair of needle nose pliers to remove our cotter pin. Now I've sprayed our nut down with a little bit of penetrating lubricant just to help us out a little bit. And then we'll take our 19mm socket to loosen this up. Now with that still threaded on a little bit, we can strike the side of the knuckle to break our ball joint free. So now with our upper ball joint broken free from our knuckle, we can pull down on our upper control arm to finish removing that nut. Next, we can remove our upper control arm bolt. So we have a 19mm bolt and nut. So I'm grabbing a 19mm wrench on our bolt side and a 19mm ratcheting wrench on our nut side. And now with our nut and washer removed from one side, we can work on sliding our bolt out. Now once we have our upper control arm removed on one side, we can do that same thing on the other side.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. Now that we've shown you how to remove your factory control arm, we're gonna go ahead and install our new one. So we have our new arm here, and we're gonna set that in place with our mounting points. Now remember, you wanna go onto your brake line here, and line that back up like so. We'll go ahead and lay this down for just a second. We're gonna go ahead and reuse our factory bolt here. Now it does come with new washers for this kit. Go ahead and slide this onto our bolt. Now remember, we want to keep it down this way because the washer doesn't really clear our body line here. And we'll tuck our bolt back up into our engine bay. We'll get our control arm lined up. This is going to be a little bit tricky. We want to get it started into the arm like so. And once you get it free, I said it is going to be a little bit tricky, and start feeding it through the mount out the other side. We'll go ahead and install our washer, reuse our factory nut for this side. Get this hand tight for now. Next, we're going to go ahead and install our new ball joint. Now, if you notice, this isn't a press-in like factory. This is a bolt-in for adjustability. So what we're going to do first is go ahead and get this loosely into its seat on the knuckle, like so. We'll go ahead and get that castle nut loosely installed. Then we'll bring our arm up. We'll go ahead and get this lined up. Now you want to make sure your bottom retainer spacer here is on correctly. It's going to line up with the mounting point underneath the control arm. Then we'll go ahead and get that seated. Then up top here, we're going to go ahead and add our provided washer, followed by our nut. And then, again, this is going to allow for adjustability, so you'll be able to bring this out or in for whatever application you wish. Just make sure this bottom spacer seats properly into the arm itself, like so. Next, we'll go ahead and install our brake line bracket onto our new arm. We're going to get that lined up, and we're going to reuse that 10mm bolt from our factory control arm. And we'll tighten that down again with our 10mm socket on our ratchet. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten down our castle nut for our ball joint seat into our knuckle. So we'll grab our 22mm wrench, go ahead and tighten this down. Now once you've got your arm adjusted where you want it as a baseline, you can go ahead and grab your 1 1/4 inch socket on a ratchet and go ahead and tighten this down. Next, we can go ahead and install our new cotter pin to our stud here for our ball joint. There's no real wrong way to install a cotter pin as long as you have it through the hole. It bent back, I'd say at least 90 degrees, but you can always wrap it around like so. That's going to prevent this nut from ever backing off. Then we can go ahead and do a final tighten down on our control arm mounting bolt. So again, we've got our 19mm wrenches. Go ahead. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our covers here for the front and rear of our control arm area. So we'll just line that back up with the little push pin holes. Get those all clipped back into place. So now once you've got this side all done, you can go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other side. And always remember to refer to your manufacturer torque spec for all of your hardware. You definitely want to go ahead and get an alignment after you install this, just to even check your numbers if you know where you want it to be. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our SPC adjustable front upper control arms for your 03 to current 4Runner. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything 4Runner, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.